Tiny moments at the end of the day can change everything. Those moments when you stand in front of the mirror and honestly know that you did what you said you would do. Not perfectly, not in some extraordinary way, but consistently. Even when it was hard, even when you didn't feel motivated, even when it seemed like everything around you was working against you. There is an old practice that sounds almost too simple to be effective, yet it carries more power than hundreds of motivational speeches. Before you go to sleep tonight, make 3 promises to yourself. Not 10, not a long list filled with every goal you wish to achieve. Just 3 specific things you will do tomorrow, no matter what happens. Those promises can be incredibly simple. Maybe it's drinking water as soon as you wake up. Maybe it's taking a 10-minute walk. Maybe it's sitting quietly for 5 minutes before checking your phone. The exact promises are not what matter most. What matters is that you keep them. No matter what tomorrow brings, whether the day feels calm or chaotic, whether you're energized or exhausted, you keep those promises. Because something powerful happens when you start keeping your word to yourself. Your mind slowly begins to trust you again. The relationship you have with yourself becomes stronger. Your confidence stops being something you are trying to fake. Instead, it becomes something real that you build day by day, promise by promise, action by action. Most people around you may not notice the change immediately, but you will. You'll feel a quiet shift happening inside you. You move from saying, "I hope I can do this," to saying, "I know I will do this." That isn't arrogance, it's self-respect. And self-respect is the foundation upon which every meaningful achievement is built. But let's be completely honest for a moment. Right now, you're probably thinking about all the times you've tried before. The times you promised yourself you would change and then didn't. The times you started strong on Monday but gave up before the week was over. The times you convinced yourself that this would be different, only to fall back into old habits. And because of those experiences, there may be a voice in your head telling you that this attempt will end the same way, that you're going to fail again, that there's no point in trying. But that voice is not wisdom. It isn't your intuition trying to protect you. It's fear. Fear wants you to believe that your past controls your future. It wants you to believe that because you failed before, you'll always fail. But the Stoics taught something very different. They believed that every moment gives you another opportunity to make a different choice. Every moment is a fresh chance to respond differently than you did before. Your past is not a prison. It's information. It's feedback. It's evidence showing you what didn't work. And the only real failure is refusing to learn from it. The only way you truly lose is when you stop adjusting, stop improving, and stop trying again. Do you know what separates people who become unstoppable from people who remain stuck in the same place year after year? It's not talent, it's not luck, it's not connections, and it's not opportunity. The difference is much simpler than that. People who become unstoppable learn how to control their response to adversity. They don't eliminate challenges because that's impossible. They don't avoid challenges because that leads nowhere. Instead, they learn to respond to challenges with discipline, patience, and control. And it starts with one of the most overlooked skills in life, allowing your mind to move before your mouth. Think about how many times you've spoken in anger and regretted it later. How many times a few seconds of emotion created days, weeks, or even years of consequences. How many relationships have suffered because of words spoken too quickly? How many opportunities have disappeared because frustration took control? How many times have you acted in a way that didn't represent the person you truly wanted to become? Real power isn't about controlling other people. Real power is controlling yourself. It's having the ability to pause before reacting. It's choosing your response instead of becoming a prisoner of your emotions. The Stoics called this the discipline of assent. It means examining your first reaction before acting on it. That flash of anger, that sudden urge to defend yourself, that impulse to attack, withdraw, or escape. Instead of obeying those reactions, you observe them. And in that small space between what happens and how you respond, something remarkable exists. Freedom. That's where your power lives. That's where your character is built. That's where you begin becoming the person you were always capable of becoming. While the rest of the world is still sleeping, while the noise of the day has not yet arrived, while notifications are silent and nobody is asking for your attention, you get a rare gift. You get time for yourself. You get to be present, intentional, and fully in control of your first thoughts, first actions, and first decisions. You're not reacting to someone else's priorities. You're not putting out fires created by other people. Instead, you're creating your day with purpose. You're choosing how to begin rather than allowing circumstances to choose for you. But let's be honest, the first week is difficult. In fact, it can feel brutal. Your body resists. Your mind resists. Every part of you tries to convince you that this is unnecessary, uncomfortable, and completely unreasonable. You'll question why you're doing it. You'll want to quit. You'll tell yourself that extra sleep is more valuable than waking up early. Maybe you'll even convince yourself that this entire idea was a mistake. And maybe 5 a.m. isn't the perfect time for you. Maybe it's 6 o'clock. Maybe it's 4:30. The exact number on the clock isn't what matters most. What matters is whether you're waking up before the world starts demanding things from you. Are you getting up early enough to spend time with yourself before everyone else wants your attention? Or are you waking up already behind, already reacting, already letting life push you around before you've had a chance to think for yourself? The moment your eyes open, before checking your phone, before scrolling through messages, before reading headlines, and before allowing outside opinions to shape your mood, drink water. Just one glass. It doesn't need to be fancy. Room temperature water works perfectly. If you like lemon, add lemon. The point is simple. Your body has spent the entire night repairing and recovering, and it wakes up dehydrated. This isn't a trend or some complicated wellness secret. It's basic biology. Your brain depends on water. Your muscles depend on water. Every important process inside your body relies on proper hydration. So before anything else, give your body what it needs. Tell yourself, we're awake, we're focused, we're ready to begin this day with purpose. It may seem like a small action, but small actions repeated consistently create powerful results over time. After that, move your body. Not because you need a perfect workout, not because you're trying to impress anyone. Just move. Stretch for 10 minutes. Take a short walk. Do a few yoga poses. Move around your living room if that's all you have space for. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is sending a message to your body that it's time to wake up. It's time to create energy. It's time to become active and alert. If possible, step outside. Even if it's cold, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's only for a few minutes. Morning sunlight is one of the most powerful natural tools available to you. It helps regulate your body's internal clock and tells your brain that the day has begun. It reduces the signals that keep you sleepy and encourages the signals that help you feel energized and focused. This isn't wishful thinking. It's science. Your body was designed to respond to natural light. And when you use that to your advantage, everything becomes a little easier. One of the biggest mistakes people make with morning routines is trying to copy someone else's perfect schedule. They see successful people online meditating for an hour, exercising for another hour, reading multiple books, preparing elaborate breakfasts, and somehow accomplishing more before sunrise than most people do all day. Then they try to copy everything at once. They become overwhelmed, exhausted, and frustrated. A few days later, they quit. Instead, start small. Start so small that it almost feels too easy. Sit quietly for 5 minutes. Just breathe. No special app, no complicated technique, no perfect posture required. Just sit and breathe. Let yourself exist without distractions for a few moments. At first, your mind will be noisy. Thoughts will race in every direction. You'll think about unfinished work, upcoming deadlines, bills, responsibilities, conversations, worries, and plans. That's normal. Don't fight those thoughts. Don't judge them. Don't try to force them away. Simply notice them. Watch them come and go like clouds moving across the sky. Something remarkable happens when you learn to observe your thoughts instead of immediately reacting to them. You begin to realize that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of those thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. That small realization creates distance between you and the chaos in your mind. And within that distance, you discover freedom. You discover calm. You discover control. After that, take a few minutes to write. Keep it simple. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. Write down how you honestly feel right now. Then write down the one thing that would make today successful. Not 10 things, not 20. Just one important win that would allow you to end the day feeling proud of yourself. This simple habit forces you to pay attention to your life instead of drifting through it on autopilot. It encourages reflection. It helps you understand what matters most. Over time, you stop becoming someone who merely reacts to circumstances and start becoming someone who intentionally creates results. Once you've moved your body, calmed your mind, and reflected on your goals, spend a little time feeding your mind. Read something meaningful. Avoid the endless flood of social media, breaking news, and emails. Choose something that helps you grow. Read a biography of someone who overcame incredible challenges. Read philosophy that forces you to think differently. Read a personal development book that offers practical lessons you can apply immediately. Even a few pages can change your perspective. Even one powerful idea can shape the rest of your day. And if reading isn't your favorite way to learn, that's fine. Learn a language. Watch an educational lesson. Practice a skill you've always wanted to improve. The specific activity matters less than the principle behind it. The goal is to invest in yourself before spending your energy on everyone else. Then comes preparation. This is where dreams start turning into reality. Look at your day honestly, not to create stress, not to overwhelm yourself. Look at it so you can prioritize. Ask yourself what absolutely needs to be done. Ask what can wait. Ask what can be delegated. Ask what can be removed entirely. Write it down clearly. Don't leave your priorities floating around inside your head. Put them on paper. Make them visible. Make them specific. A written plan removes confusion and creates direction. It gives your energy a target. Then spend 30 seconds visualizing your success. Close your eyes and imagine yourself moving through the day confidently. Picture yourself handling challenges calmly. See yourself performing at your best. Imagine yourself responding with patience when others lose control. Imagine yourself taking action instead of procrastinating. See yourself becoming the person you're trying to become. Your brain responds strongly to vivid mental images. When you repeatedly picture success, your mind begins looking for opportunities that support that vision. You become more aware of possibilities. You become more prepared for challenges. You begin acting in ways that align with the future you're trying to create. But none of these habits matter if you ignore the most important principle of all: consistency. More dreams are destroyed by inconsistency than by fear. More potential is wasted by inconsistency than by laziness. More goals are abandoned because people stop showing up than because they fail. The first day is exciting. You're motivated. You're energized. Everything feels new. The second day is manageable. You're still committed. But by the third day, reality arrives. Your alarm rings, and suddenly every excuse sounds reasonable. You're tired. You deserve more rest. You worked hard yesterday. Missing one day won't matter. And that moment, right there, is where change begins. Not when you're motivated, not when you're inspired. Change begins when you choose discipline over comfort. It begins when you keep a promise to yourself despite every excuse telling you not to. The ancient Stoics understood something that many people forget today. Discipline is not motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline remains. Discipline is doing what you said you would do long after the excitement disappears. Discipline is showing up when nobody is watching. Discipline is keeping your word to yourself because your word matters. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, wrote about this struggle in his private journal. Despite having immense power and unlimited comfort, he still battled the desire to stay in bed. He reminded himself that he was born to fulfill a purpose, not to chase comfort. Think about that. One of the most powerful men in history still understood the importance of discipline. He could have chosen comfort every day. Instead, he chose responsibility. He understood that comfort feels good in the moment, but discipline creates strength that lasts a lifetime. That's why real growth rarely feels comfortable. Growth requires effort. It requires sacrifice. It requires showing up when you don't feel like it. As the days pass, something begins to change. The early mornings are still difficult, but they no longer feel impossible. The struggle becomes familiar. The habit becomes stronger. New neural pathways form. The behavior that once felt unnatural begins to feel normal. But another challenge appears. The people around you may not understand your change. They may question your commitment. They may tell you that you're taking things too seriously. They may encourage you to relax, slow down, or stop trying so hard. Most of the time, they don't mean any harm. Your growth simply reminds them of changes they've avoided making themselves. Your discipline becomes a reflection they didn't ask to see. That's why it's important not to waste energy defending every choice you make. When someone questions your commitment, pause before responding. Breathe, think, then answer simply. You can say, "This works for me." You can say, "I'm trying something different." You don't need a long explanation. You don't need approval. You don't need permission. People who achieve extraordinary things don't spend their lives defending their decisions. They spend their lives executing them. They focus on action instead of arguments. They invest energy into progress rather than explanations. And after 2 weeks of consistency, something remarkable begins to happen. The person staring back at you in the mirror starts to look different. Not because your appearance has changed dramatically, but because your confidence has changed. You've proven something important to yourself. You've shown yourself that you can do difficult things. You've demonstrated that your actions are stronger than your excuses. And once you realize that, everything begins to change.